any other involvement did you have in this investigation?
We wrapped up after that, and then the next morning, which would be later in the morning after the search at Englishtown, the autopsy was conducted at 9 a.m. on Saturday the 3rd.
April 3rd?
April 3rd.
Okay. And did you go to that?
Yes.
And when you went, where was that located?
Community Medical Center in Toms River.
And when you got there, was anybody else there, or did you go with anyone else?
There were 2 detectives from my unit, Detective Daniel Lesnikowski and Detective Ralph Laudicina, as well as Detective Purcell from Barnegat Township Police Department, Detective Dennis Mitchell, Detective Joe Mitchell, Sergeant John Carroll, and Lieutenant Brian Haggerty of the Ocean County Prosecutor's Office.
Now, while you were there, what was your understanding of what your role was?
So our role in the autopsy is we basically work hand in hand with the medical examiner, which was who does the autopsy, and we do all the photographs and collection of any evidence from that autopsy.
Were photographs taken?
Yes.
Okay. Who took the photographs?
Detective Lesnikowski.
And were you in his presence while he was taking them?
Yes.
Right. And who directed him to take the photographs that he took?
We have a set of standard photographs we take on every autopsy, then everything else after that is done at the direction of the medical examiner, pathologist conducting the examination.
Judge, may we approach sidebar so I could show the court the pictures first?
Sure.
Thank you.
members of the jury, Ms. Sharon has a few more questions, and we'll probably break for lunch at that point, but we have a few more minutes, so Ms. Sharon, please proceed.
Thank you. So you were saying that when you go to the autopsy, your purpose there, part of that is to take photographs, right?
Correct.
And I think you had said that some of them are standard and some of them are at the direction of the medical examiner?
Correct.
Okay. When you first get to the autopsy before you begin your pictures, could you tell me what happens?
So
What happened in this one?
So the deceased is transported from the location of incident, which in this case was Southern Ocean Medical Center. We seal the body bag. Every body bag is identified and sealed. The decedent's information. It also is the seal numbers placed on the bag, and also in very large letters, "Do not open." So that bag is basically now treated as evidence from Southern Ocean Medical Center to Community Medical Center. We have a funeral home. We have funeral homes on contract that transport for us. So in this case, he was transported to Community Medical Center, where he is then placed under the care of their security and morgue, where he's signed in, kept in the morgue, and remains there until we arrive for the autopsy the next day.
Okay. And when you arrived for the autopsy the next day, what was the procedure initially?
So the initial procedure is the bag is brought into the examination room, placed on a table, and we then rephoto that bag as we last left it, which would be sealed and marked. We then rephoto all that again, and then the bag is then unsealed by the medical examiner's personnel to begin the examination.
Okay. And was there a name and markings contained on that bag?
Yes.
Okay. What were those, if you could tell me?
It would be the name Corey Michelo and his date of birth, social security number, the bag time, who bagged it, and the seal number.
And all those things were present on there when you arrived at the autopsy? the
Yes.
next day? And were they the same or substantially similar to the hospital the night before?
Yes.
Now, after you photograph the bag in that condition, what is the next part of the procedure, generally speaking?
So the next part of the procedure is we open the bag. That seal is broken. As I said, once the doctor's ready to begin the examination, the bag is unzipped, and we do a overall photography and examination of the body as the way it was, because this is now the first time the pathologist is viewing the body.
So some of the photographs are taken then at the onset, before the autopsy begins?
Correct.
Okay. Are there more photographs taken after those initial ones?
So the first one would be as he was. The second set would then be after all the medical equipment, clothing, and any jewelry or anything else is removed.
Is there another set that's taken after that?
Then after that, we do the posterior of the body, and then that is when the examination begins. And the doctor then pretty much runs the show from there and what pictures are taken of.
And then do you take pictures during the actual examination?
Yes.